guys. Sorry if it's a little echoey in here. I would love to be outside, but it is very, very windy today. It's actually a bit chilly, so I have the blanket around me. And I'm so mad at myself because yesterday I was complaining about it being hot. And then this morning I woke up and it was fucking cold, and I was like, it's fucking cold. What the fuck, Mother Nature? And she was like, what the fuck to you? Anyways, so the nodes are switching from Cancer Capricorn into Sagittarius Gemini on May the 5th or around May the 5th, depending on where you live, the time zones, etc. And because of my placements, the Cancer Capricorn nodes affected me really drastically the last 18 months. And so I kind of just wanted to do a short little, I guess, commentary on my experience with the nodes and what that transition really taught me and all the lessons it brought me and all of the maturity that it will really, really bring to anybody with those, major Sag Gemini placements. So this is really a video directed towards anybody with like Sag Gemini in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Sag Gemini in your node placements. So a little bit about my placements. My Cancer and my Sun is Cancer, and then my Rising is Capricorn. And then my North and South nodes are Cancer, Capricorn. Now, the first time that I looked at my personal chart, I was under the impression that everybody's sun sign was also their North node. Like, that just made sense to me. I was like, oh, right, like, that's the thing you're supposed to be. Like, because your sun is like all about like your core and like who you're, like who you are deep down. And then your North node is like your destiny and what sign you're really supposed to develop and the traits you're supposed to develop. And then I assumed that everybody's rising was their South. Like I genuinely did. And so, your rising is all about like the image that you put out into the world and how other people perceive you. And those kinds of things. And then your South node is like the traits that you have overdeveloped, like you don't need to work on those in that lifetime. And so my placements to me are a little bit interesting because my Sun is my North and my Rising is my South. So really what that says is the image that I project out into the world, the way that other people perceive me, I don't need to develop at all. Like how other people perceive me in this lifetime has absolutely nothing to do with why I am here. My North being my Sun, everything I am here to do is to develop inwards. It is to develop who I am, who my soul is, really figure that out, right? So I digress. Everybody's placements are different, but I really just wanted to kind of get a nutshell of why this affected me so greatly. So the nodes was crazy, and I really wish I would have known more about astrology then. Because if I had known when the nodes were switching for me, it would have made so much sense. Like I look back 18 months and I'm like, oh, the nodes switched then. And I look back at like what I was doing in life and I was like, oh, fuck, like that's why my shit got like turned upside down. That's why my life changed so drastically. And that is why I've learned so much and matured so much in the last 18 months. It makes a lot of sense. The last 18 months. The last 18 months has been a crazy roller coaster that has really made me understand life. It has made me understand people. It has made me understand spirituality. It has made me understand myself. And it sounds dramatic, but I promise you, if these nodes are going to affect you, it's going to affect you that way. I've always felt older. I've always felt like an old soul, but I felt like instead of going from 17 to 19, I've literally gone from like 17 to 30. Like that's the amount of maturity, and that's the amount of lessons I feel like I have just gotten in this short amount of time. Like I feel like I've gotten a lifetime's worth of lessons, and when people meet me and they really radiate with my wisdom, and they really, you know, they understand that what I'm saying has a lot of truth and has a lot of power to it, you know, it's because the lessons that I have learned in this amount of time really is what some people will learn in 20 years and 30 years and 40 years, what have you. It is just a lifetime of lessons that these nodes are going to give you. It is going to give you just such a different sense of maturity. You are going to encounter karmic relationships. You are going to encounter soul contracts. You are going to encounter different versions of yourself that you've never even met before, that you didn't even know were there. You're going to see so many different facets of life and of you. And you're going to walk out of it completely different, because you're not going to want to be the same by the end of it. You're not going to want to be the same by the end of it, because your priorities are going to change so much. Your ideals, the way that you look at things is going to change so much that you cannot go back to the way that you were before. You cannot go back. The things that you are going to see in the next 18 months, if these are placements that are for you. Sorry, I lost my words there for a second. If these are placements that cater to you, and these are placements that are going to teach you lessons, you're just going to walk out completely different, and it's going to be for the better. It's going to be for the better, but you really have to hold on. You have to hold on. There were so many tower moments in the last 18 months for me. It really is just one tower after the other, after the other, after the other. And everybody's experience is going to be different, but my experience personally with the nodes was just one tower after the other, after the other, after the other, because it was one lesson after the other, after the other, after the other. Lesson after lesson after lesson. Gaining wisdom and more wisdom, and just wisdom. Like, that is the word I would describe for the nodes. Wisdom. Just wisdom. You're going to gain so much wisdom from this. And just hold on, and just remind yourself in these tower moments, remind yourself in these moments when it feels like everything is crashing down, and when it feels like nothing is going your way. Remember that during this time, when the nodes are catering to you and your placements, remember during this time that you are divinely protected. You are divinely guided and protected, because they want you to learn. Your guides, your ancestors, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, whatever you resonate with, they are there guiding you every step of the way, protecting you, because they want you to walk out of this better, older, wiser, taller, stronger. They are going to be there for you. Never for a minute feel like you are alone. Never for a minute feel like you are alone. You're going to just remind yourself that you're not. Remind yourself that you're not. You are divinely protected during this time, so that you can walk away from these things that you feel are going to break you. You can walk away and say, it didn't break me. Here I am, and I'm improved, and I'm better. And you're going to look at the people around you even. You're going to look at your way of life, and you're going to say, not me anymore. Not me anymore. So anyways, I hope that maybe this was interesting or fascinating or helpful to anybody who the nodes are going to be affecting. Yeah, guys, it really is a crazy journey to have your nodes affected. Obviously, my placements were a little bit like catastrophic and crazy, right? I really the way that I was perceived by the world and the way that I looked at myself was really, really heavily affected, probably more so than most. But still, just look at your placements, look at your chart, and just really figure out, what do you want the next 18 months to teach you? And even meditate on it. Have a little ceremony when the nodes switch, if these nodes affect you. Have a little ceremony, light some candles, light some sage, light some incense, you know, have a bath, have a soul bath, get some salt, whatever you do, whatever your ceremony is, have a ceremony and really focus in on how you want to develop yourself, how you want to learn. What do you want to walk away from in the next 18 months? What do you want to be stronger in? What do you want to be more wise in? Is it your relationships? Is it your career? Is it your spirituality? Is it all of the above? Because it can do all of the above if you really want it to. It's going to be crazy, but it can. So that's my advice to you. Just really focus in on what you want to learn, what you want to take away from the next 18 months, and hold the fuck on. You're divinely protected. Yeah, guys, anyways, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you like. And I'm gonna try to be posting more videos. So thank you so much, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.